Most of the work actually is done in outreach, branding, verification. There's other work. The software itself is cool, but there's other real work that needs to be done. In fact, a map is only as useful as the process and people to make it happen. So in the last 5 years, there have been over 45,000 deployments of Ushahidi around the world, in over 150 countries, in over 35 languages. We did all this. This is free and open source software. We have people around the world work with us, to do everything from helping build the software to doing things like translating the software so that other people can use it in other countries. And of course, we're very proud that this is made in Africa. We like to say that if it works in Africa, it'll work anywhere else, I think. I like this quote. It says, this is after the oil spill event, but I think it applies to today in general. We have to understand that it will never again be a major event that won't involve public participation. And the public participation will happen whether it's managed or not. I just want to quickly highlight some other very cool crowdsourcing efforts out there. I don't know how many of you have heard of OpenStreetMap. OpenStreetMap is very, very cool. Sometimes Google, I know everyone uses Google and all the other map software, but Google sometimes has these huge blanks in their maps in some countries. So at OpenStreetMap is a crowdsourced mapping platform. They galvanize people with GPSs to actually go out and, using local knowledge, go and tag points of interest in their own countries or their own locations, their own cities, right? And actually, the example up here is a big slum in Nairobi, Kenya. They got people with GPSs to go out and tag where the clinics were, their places of worship, their police stations. This is stuff that you'd never find on a regular map like Google. And then there's the Standby Task Force, which is very, very cool as well. And this is a group of volunteers around the world. With a lot of times with a crisis, it is hard to find volunteers on the fly. We have learned this over the years. So there are some people who just sitting, waiting. They have experience in everything from mapping to verification to analyzing data, and doing all that other stuff that is out there waiting to be deployed on demand. It's a very good group. You should look them up. CrowdMap is something we built for instant, create your map quickly and get a crowdsourced effort going quickly. But the thing is, we're still not doing enough. We're realizing that data is a killer app in crisis. There's a lot of crisis data out there, but the problem is that all this data is stuck in data silos. People have been collecting a lot of this data in different countries, different governments, different groups, but they don't share it. We have to get it out in order to make responding to crisis even better. And just some examples. During a crisis, 18% of people get their information from Facebook. It's an interesting statistic. 25% of people have some kind of emergency app on their cell phone. And the last 2 points up here related to a crisis in the United States, the flooding, and which was called the Sandy storm. There were 20 million Sandy-related tweets and 30 different crowdsourcing applications during this disaster. And then, of course, governments always have data. They have good, solid, comprehensive data because they spend time going out there to collect this data. For any other citizen, collecting this stuff would be really expensive, but the government does it courtesy of your tax dollars, right? So what we're doing now, and this is something we are building, is in collaboration with other technology companies, is a place where all this data can exist. We want to put all this data in a place like this so that we can let other people build 1,000 different crisis applications. We want to free this data if possible. And in collaboration with all these different groups, we hope to make it happen in the next year or so. The takeaway here is that I think citizens used to be passive passive receivers of information during an event like some kind of disaster. But today, I think people are more actively engaging and creating stories around these events. I think we have to work a little harder to close the loop between the people that are either suffering and generating this crisis information and the people that can respond to it. There's a lot of work to be done, and that's what we're working on ourselves. Thank you so much for listening. The Ushahidi team out there thanks you for listening. And hopefully later today we can have some more discussion around this. And please visit our website. We have a lot of things there for you. Thank you.